Okay, welcome guys to the database. Hey guys, okay, when Mr. Saturday day, welcome man and woman to this class. So today we'll be creating database and communicating to database that I have. So first thing first, go to php um, let's create a database. Let's call it we want to create an address book. So let's say address underscore db. Okay, make sure when you are creating your database name you don't leave a space. Use a valid identifier. Don't start with a number. Special characters are not allowed and blah blah blah. Just be a gentle boy while writing your. So inside the database we're going to be having tables. Tables are like compartments. Database is the bigger room right inside of where you'll be saving your information. So what table are we going to be saving it? You say information tbl is like just to say this is a table. How many fields? That means how many number of informations do we need? We need just 3. We'll be taking the id, the phone number and the name. So let's go. Okay, the id is supposed to be something whereby you not be the one to tell the user put in 1, put in 2. No, the program should auto increment it itself. So we say integer because it's 1 2 3. We're not making use of varchar or any other one. Then we'll say auto increment. You also make it a primary key so that you can search with it. You can make it a unique field. So we say name, varchar, yes, variable character, that's the meaning, and then the width, the length should be 100. That means you want to be able to take more than 100 characters in number when you count a name. So anything above 100 it is going to throw an error. So the next thing is the phone number. Let's call it phone. Yeah, variable character also. Some people like to do theirs as integer. Phone could be integer, but for the sake of people who put plus 2 3 4 and the like, so let's give it variable character and then let's save it. Didn't put auto increment. Okay, so now we're done creating our table. As you can see, generated a code. If a geek like somebody else, okay, you can just decide to come and write all these codes without using the create. But for now, I didn't tell you to do that though. Yes, so we've done creating our database. If I should close this, how do I see my database again? Just simple, go to your home server, php admin. When you hit it, you come to your database, address db. It's saying we have just one table, that's why we have one. Click on it. Right inside there, click on information, and here we see it. So the next thing is now to create our form, whereby people will now be saving information from the form. We'll be supplying the information from the form, and then we'll be getting it saved here. Once we have records here, how you see it, you just click on browse. But right now we don't have any information there, so let's quickly go over to our Dreamweaver and collect information from user from our Dreamweaver. So right now in our Dreamweaver we have a file that we just call address book. Address, let me see, address book. It should be a PHP file because it's going to contain some codings. Yes. Okay, so the designs, just pardon this class for now. We don't need more of the design, we just need basic simple things. So we just be getting the name, input type text, yes, what other thing, the maximum length should be 100 because that's what we gave it in our database. Maximum length should be 100. It's not a must anyway, but just to prevent people from typing more than what your database can actually handle. Okay, let's give it a name. The name of the control should be txt name. Okay, and then let's add a break so that I could go to the next line to it. Let's add a break. So in the next line we have phone number, right? Phone number. So let's give an input type. We're also going to make it text. The maximum length should not be more than 15. the name should be called txt phone. Yes, and then we have a break also. So we have input, which will be our submit button type. We have a submit. The value right inside it should be save. Let's call it save. The name of the button should be btn submit because it's a button. And then that's all. We have this. The design will not be looking too fine, but don't worry about that.
If you put form into
click to submit, let me just put click to submit in front of it. Oh yes, we forgot something. We have to put this thing inside a form. Yes, form. The name of the form should be, let's just say form 1. So far that's the only form we have there. The action should be the same thing as this address book .php. The method should be the method should be post. We want the users to post the method, and then at the end over here we also close our form. Yes. So we have something like this. It's looking very bad, but for now you can use a table to just format it and make it look good. Anyway. Alright, so let's come around and then get our values the usual way we used to get it. We can decide to get our values the way we use it. Now we've seen how we can write our codes right in here, right? Now the other way is to actually write our code, our PHP code, separately from here, of which you can as well do as well. We just write it separately. So we can decide to take us through that, whereby we will not write our codes here, our PHP codes here. So address book, instead of address book we just say address underscore code. So that means it will go into somewhere else. So let's create that address code .php. Address code .php. So it will be right inside there that we're going to write the logic. So we don't need all this for that one. Okay, we don't need all this. So the idea behind is that when you hit the submit button here, it will now go to address code, because that's the action, that's what it is listening to. Should we do it that way? Okay, so now in this our address code, where to be the one taking the information from it, we could have as well written it there, but just to separate things and make it look more tidy, you can copy it your own code and put it there, and just change the action of this one to the same thing as address book. It will work fine too also. Okay, let's get the very first thing is to get the name, and we are using a post method, so we're going to say posts. I think the name of the file is txt name, and then that's name. The next thing for us to get is to get the phone number. Phone number should be equals to posts, and then we say txt phone number. Oh, is it txt phone number or txt phone? It's just txt phone. Where it's coming from? Yes, txt phone. One must get those things right. Now we've gotten it. Let's echo it out and say, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Hash name. So I just want us to be sure we got it. Hash phone. Okay. So we have Kellogg's and we have James. Oh, those are my Kellogg's. Yeah, I got it. So of course it's working very fine. Sorry, man. Sorry for the quick advertisement. Doesn't plan for. Yep. So in right here in our code, we need to now understand We've been familiar with all this for a while now. What we actually need to understand is how do we create a connection to the database? How do we connect to that database that we just created? And it's quite very simple. We just need to get some steps right, up and running. The very first thing is to connect to the database itself. That's the first thing, connecting to the database. When you want to connect to database, let's put aside all this we've gotten. We should firstly connect to our database. So let me say connect to the database. Yeah, I'm sure we know this is a comment. Yeah, so okay, so for us to connect to our database, we need a function, a PHP function that is called mysql underscore connect. That function is called mysql underscore connect. That function takes in three things. As you can see, it says opens a connection to mysql server. So it takes, the very first thing is that it takes the server. The second thing, it takes the username, and then thirdly, it's going to take a password. All these ones are just optional. We don't need to put it there. Okay, somebody begins to ask, what's my password? Okay, the very first thing it takes is the server. Your server will be called localhost. Many times it's always localhost. Then your username is root. Sorry, not the root in the Bible, but there's a root. When you're installing your MySQL itself, the default name it gives to everything is also root. And then your password is none, except if you actually set your password itself. So we're assuming that you just installed the MySQL at a default instance. You didn't do any other tweaking yourself, and this should go. If not, just applying your username that you used then and then your password. So that's how it goes. So we can we might want to be sure if this thing connects. So let's say DBC database connect should be equals to this. So let's say if DBC, that means if not, that means if it's unable to do that, DBC, we should just tell us sorry, I'm unable to echo, sorry, unable to connect to the server, database connect. So if it's unable to do that, we said sorry, unable to connect to the database. So else, that means if it did, this is not equals to this exclamation. We're saying if not DBC, that means if it is not true, if you're unable to do it, just come on, just tell us. So echo else, that means if it's able to do it, yeah, I connected. So let's run it. Let's run our code. We don't need all this one for now. Yes, so that we won't be having error. So let's just run this alone and let's say our response. Yeah. Oh, I wrote yet. Yeah, I connected. That means when it's able to connect. Imagine you change you don't know your username and just type in James, and then you might have, you see, it's saying it's even access denied. Sorry, unable to connect to the server. Okay, so let's change it back to root. It should be root. Yeah, so we don't need it to tell us if it's actually connected. We don't need it. It's only if it's not. That's when we need it to actually know what the problem really is. So right now we are able to connect to the database. After connecting to the database, this step 1, you connect to the database. So it's like I handshaked somebody and said yes. Now I've connected to it. The second thing is to connect to your database. Connect to the database. That's the second thing. And then you make use of PHP function mysql underscore connect. Select rather DB. So this time I want to select that very database. It's not just talking to the server. We actually want to go in right there to the database, because there might be tens of thousands of databases on a single server. So all this is just to say we pass in as server database name, the database name in the server, and that is supposed to be okay. What's our database name in the server? that should be address db. So that's the name of our database, address underscore db. Okay, now mysql underscore select db is going to ask for two things from you: the database you want to connect to, you want to select, and then the resource. That means the information is about the database, and the information is what we actually done in the first part. So just pass it to it, hash db connect dbc. Alright, so let's see if it's able to do that one tool as well, and let's see, just tell us if we're able to do that or not. Hash db underscore select, or let me say select db. That should be the variable name. Select db should be equals to this. So let's see if it's able to do it or not. If it's unable to connect, just tell us as well. So it's going to say echo unable to select database. Okay, in case it's able to do it, tell us. So though we don't need you in the long run, we still remove it. Echo yeah db grabbed. Okay, so let's run our code. Yeah, db grabbed. So that means I'm not just connected to the server alone, I'm deep down connected to that database as well. And you know, we actually told us initially that there's three things. We actually have the database, which is the big one. This is the database. Right inside of the database, we have the server, which is phpMadmin. This is the server, one server. Then we have the database. The first thing is like, oh, I'm able to connect to this guy. This is the server. Next thing is, okay, fine, I grabbed this database. Then the third thing is that, how about the table? Then go inside the table and drop this information for me right inside the table. So in the next class, we'll be seeing how we can save our informations right inside of our table, the table we created. So here we can see how we actually communicated to the server, we connected to our database, and most of all, the third step is just for you to then drop your information inside that table. So thank you, bye bye.